Hi, I'm PJ from TreelineUSA.com. I'm excited today to teach you a little bit how to assemble a handle onto a cane or walking stick. We've been getting a lot of requests from our customers to show them how to do that, and there's some things that kind of confuse people when they get started. So let me show you a few tips and tricks on how to get this going. At Treeline, we carry a lot of different styles of handles. There's a lot of different shapes and styles for the grip, and also different sizes of ferrules. So the techniques I'll show you today should work for just about every style that we carry, but some of these you may want to measure differently to make sure you get the right size. So what confuses most people is when they look inside the ferrule, they see the different threads in there. And the threads, a lot of people think that they have to actually thread this on top of the cane, but that's not the case. Later on I'll show you how those threads will kind of help when the gluing process to allow the glue to kind of seep in between those threads to help grip it onto the stick. So let's start now, and I'll show you how to whittle that tenon on the end of the stick. The first thing you want to make sure you do is to wear your safety equipment. So I've got a good glove and a thumb guard, and this will help protect you know, my hand and thumb as I'm carving. So the first thing you want to do is you want to cut in or make a line about 3/4 of an inch down from the top of your stick and come all the way around. And then measure the inside diameter of your ferrule right here to get a general idea of what size you'll need to whittle it down to. So I made a circle right here. Most of our handles, not all of them, but most of our handles will fit about the same size as a nickel. Now you'll want to measure to double check that for this handle that you have, but most of ours you can use that nickel as a reference. And so from there, what we'll do is you want to make a stop cut on the end of your stick. So I'm taking a knife and I'm pushing straight down on top of that stick. Being careful not to use the tip of it, because the tip will have a tendency to slip off. So you want to use that, press down with your thumb, and go all the way around your line there, making that stop cut. That stop cut allows it to release the chip when you're cutting back towards it, to keep the chip from cutting down the stick farther than what you want to go. So we've cut that down here. Next thing we want to do is take and start doing some back cuts like this, right down to that stop cut. And you can see that since I've severed those fibers, those chips come out quite easily. So after I start working that down all the way around, and you'll have to deepen that stop cut as you continue to go, but work your way down, and then what you'll do is start working and doing a push cut to start releasing some of those big chips. And we're going to go down to the size of that mark we made earlier. Okay, I think we're pretty close now, so let's test fit it. So put your handle on there, and to see how close we are. So as you're coming down, now again, we're not trying to thread the handle on there. But what I do is I kind of I put it on there and let it make some marks. And you'll see on here where it's catching. The handle actually makes some marks in there, and so tell me I've got to trim away just a little bit more in those spots. So you trim it back just a little bit more, test fit it again. We're getting really close. So we kind of mark it. There'll be some little lines in there. So we'll take and trim it back beyond those lines, so that those lines can give us reference points. So you can also, some people will take a little bit of like a pencil and rub on the inside of this like that, and then when they put it on, as I twist it around, they'll be able to see right away what it's contacting and be able to see what they need to take off still. But usually the lines allow you to do it pretty easily. So you continue to whittle that down until it's going to fit in there. It doesn't need to be super snug, and you don't want it too loose, so keep test fitting it as you go. And sometimes you can even thread it down on there, again, just to give you some reference. Zoom in here real quick, and we'll show you some of these lines that are created. And so with these lines, it shows me I've got to trim off a little bit more material right in those spots. So you just take it and trim it beyond those lines. A few more right here. So okay, now we've got it trimmed down. Okay, now we've got a good, nice enough fit. It's not super loose. So with that whittled down like that, now what we're going to do is you can take it right now if you want to before you glue it, and you can take and start tapering this down in so that it matches up with the outside diameter of the ferrule. So you can do that by whittling this down, or you can take it to a sander and sand that shoulder off. So again, it's kind of a soft or smooth transition between the outside of the ferrule and to the outer diameter of the stick. I mean, you have different sizes of sticks. Some of them are going to be really dramatic, but I think it looks better to kind of soften that edge up just a little bit. But when you have it where you want it, what you want to do is take some 2-part epoxy and put some epoxy around here and some epoxy down inside of the ferrule here, inside those threads. And again, those threads allow the epoxy to kind of settle down in there, and so when you marry these together, it fills in, and that epoxy will usually become stronger than the material around it. So that'll help anchor it in place. And then from there you can take and finish a stick as you might need. So just in summary, what you want to do is you want to mark your stick about 3/4 of an inch down all the way around. Figure out the inside diameter of the ferrule on your handle, make a circle around there, whittle down your tenon, test fit it, make sure everything fits nice and snug. Use some 2-part epoxy, put it around here, put some epoxy inside the ferrule, inside those threads, marry that together, and you've got your handle put together. Now there's a lot of different methods of whittling that tenon down. You can use different power cutters, or you can use files or rasp. A lot of different things you can use to get to the same result. But the idea is you want to cut that tenon to about just in the inside, just slightly smaller than the inside diameter of the ferrule. And so whether you're using like a rotary tool or a file or rasp, the technique is the same. You just want to get it down so it's nice and snug up against this. Because this right here is made out of aspen, and some woods would be a lot harder than that, so you may not be able to whittle it down with a knife. But files and rasps will do the exact same thing and get you the same result. Thank you for taking time to watch this video from TreelineUSA.com. For more information or to pick up your own handles or sticks or other walking stick and cane making supplies, visit us at TreelineUSA.com. And for more videos, click to subscribe to our video channel.